Maybe documentary has always been in my blood. It's just a way for me to kind of like jot things down, learn about from what I've done. I've always been a person who always had a diary, a journal since I was a kid. And then one day, writing for a magazine, I discovered this these hill tribe kids going to see the ocean for the first time, and they did not have any money. They did not have anything, any kind of material possession, but they were so happy. They just did not lose their childish innocence, which I believe is so important as a human being. If you want to be happy in life, never lose your childish innocence, your way to look through life through the eyes of a child. It's very important. And maybe about 10 years ago, I think, I was at a peak in my supposedly modeling career, whatever it be. And I felt quite alone in my little, tour of life and the world. And I had a lot of material things. I had my fame, my, fortune, and everything that was supposed to make me happy. But I was less happy when these kids, these mountain kids, going to see the ocean for the first time. And I spent a day with them in Hua Hin. And it just kind of woke me up that happiness does not come from material possession, but happiness comes from something deeper, the childish innocence that they have, and that it was also inside me, but it was asleep, and I forgot. Because when you grow up in life, you tend to think, God, you think about the future, what's your career going to be, who you're going to marry, and all that stuff you worry about. But these kids, they don't think about the future. Because future, there is no such thing as the future for them. They just like, okay, the future's our imagination. We can only imagine it, but it's not going to really happen, right? It's only the present moment, and they are so absorbed in building this little sandcastle. And they're so absorbed in actually picking seashells and tasting the water and tasting the sea for the first time. And everything is so fresh and so new to them. And it's just how life should be. Looking through life like it was the first time that you're on Earth, and everything is magical. Watching a sunset, and it's like, my God, to watch a sunset and to have a child tell you, an 8th grader tell you that I am the first one from my village to see 2 suns, a setting sun on the ocean. They say that a picture's worth 1,000 words. I cannot capture this in words alone. And I thought it would be beautiful as a film. There's this kind of euphoric, this idea, this kind of like, this aha moment that I had, oh my God, yeah, this is what it is. This is cool. Just take a digital camera, and just shoot, and then capture every moment that you can, make it a jigsaw, and then just put the jigsaw together. That's it, right? It's like, we can capture this moment. This moment can be captured. And so then the ideas started coming out. But it took us a good 3 to 4 years before it became an idea that we should make a documentary film. The only reason we made a documentary film was the fact that we had no budget. Okay, we had nothing. Bought a camera, a Sony Minicam, and we didn't have a reflex. We bought some cardboard. We didn't have a microphone, so we took my mom's karaoke microphone from her singing machine, plugged into the camcorder, and just kind of like went around shooting it in mountains, and had a time frame of what we want to shoot, who we want to shoot, because my friend, Noak, she was involved in advertising and filmmaking for a good 15 years. So she had a very good block, a very good discipline of what she wanted to see happen. We had to interview these kids, like 300 kids, cut them down to the best 7, the most easy to talk to on camera, the one who's not so shy, the one who's most daring. And they cut those down from 7 to 3 to follow these kids, It was actually quite well planned, but you don't see this in the movie. 1 year of school for these kids, and the very fact that they had no material means, but they were so filled with such great love and great endurance and great community within the school, and the very fact that their biggest dream for these kids was to see the ocean. Every story, be it a good novel, be it a good sitcom, or be it a good movie, every story has to have connection. And I really believe that this connection, the person who makes the story and the person who watches the story, if they feel connection to the storyline, then that I consider a very successful storytelling. If you can capture the heart of the story and just portray it honestly, truthfully, edited very tightly, not so boring, not too long-winded, not too short, but it's like the ingredients, like making it a nice, beautiful stew that just like, yes, you feel it right in your heart. And if the audience connect to that way, then that considered as a great success. It's a great success. That, you saw something that just touched your heart so deeply that you want to capture it on film, and then you want to share that moment with the general public. And the general public also feels it and comes out of the movie theater crying out those scenes that you actually captured yourself, and you saw these moments passing by, no direction, no telling them what to do, just capturing them like great, good observers that you're supposed to be. And if the audience connect to that moment, then you're successful. Then you've actually done what you were supposed to do. Don't think about fame and fortune. Do not think about
success.
Don't think about the future, about that. Find moments within you that you think are so special and so precious that you want to share with someone else. That you want to retell a story over and over again. Like in a campfire, this moment that happened, the first time I fell in love, or the first time I saw this baby's eyes open, or the first time I got what I wanted, whatever it is. What is your passion? Whatever made you come alive in life. Those moments, those are your special moments. Share them. That's the most important thing. It's always a storyline. Always come to the storyline. It's not about the big equipments or the big budget. I have seen so many big budget, big stories that are made with no heart. It's like, okay, more wham bam, thank you ma'am, crash and burn kind of movies, and then you kind of think, you come out of the movie kind of feeling, what was that about? What was that, huh? You're going, huh? Then it just totally lost. It doesn't matter if it was a $100 million production, or it was like a $10 production. It can be shot on an iPhone or something, or anything at all. It doesn't matter. You can actually draw a cartoon on a piece of paper. But if you capture that moment well, then I consider yourself an artist. That's what an artist is, Bring out that heart as much as you can. And then the person who watches it can connect and share. And it's like, we are human beings with these human experiences. We have the same kind of human experiences. We have compassion, we have love, we have hatred, we have anger. We have many things. The human experience, the human emotion can be shared. Try to capture it. And it's a very short 9 minutes. If you consider 9 minutes short, it is short. If you consider it long, it is long too, because most advertising commercials are done in 60 seconds, right? So 9 minutes can be long or can be short, but it's your frame, it's your time frame, like a picture. You have to make sure that you can actually do that in that kind of time frame. What do you want to tell the story? Where's the peak, where's the climax, where everything is. The story is going to take you for a ride, and it should be 9 minutes or less. And don't think of it as too short or too long. It's just what it is. Use your time as much as you think is necessary. The thing about any kind of art is not what you put in, but also what you leave out. There's a fine line. Know that balance, and you can actually create yourself a very good little something. 9 has a very strong significance in the Thai society. It's we are on Rama the 9th, which is our current and present king. We have so many things that the Thais have already ingrained within themselves, that 9 is a very special number. 3 is a special number. 3 becomes 9, right? When you bow to the Buddha, you bow 3 times. When you make an offering to the monks, bringing a monk to your house to make a blessing the house, blessing the spirit home, blessing a wedding or a birth, you usually bring 9 monks. It's a very great significance with the number 9. Buying a car with the license plate 9999 will cost you close to a million baht. So the significance also of phone numbers with a lot of 9s in it, considered the most expensive. And also 9 in Thai is Gao. But Gao also means to step forward, to move forward. How are you going to define what that 9 means to you? The general social aspect of it, or your personal feeling about the number 9. It's 3 threes, and it's a number that is fairly highly esteemed for what it is. I don't know why. I didn't grow up here, but I do know, I do see it very often, and It doesn't have to be the main story though, and that's a very important thing. It just has to be part of it, so a signature part of the movie. I'm gonna bet that when you tell this little signature 9 to the general movie makers, they're gonna think the story has to be about 9. You know, it has to be only about 9 monks or 9 kids or something. And the 9 doesn't have to be the main focus. It's a very small little piece of it. This is to make sure that you are making this film for this film festival, only for this film festival. That's all it is. But the storyline is quite still open. You know, it's still open. It doesn't have to be about Rama the Ninth. It doesn't have to be about 9 beautiful women or 9 monks or anything. It has to be about your personal story, what you want to say.